learn how to build a world like Critical Role's Matt Mercer, and MCDM makes history with their latest Drawsteel crowdfunder.
A flush with cash.
Before we talk about Matt Mercer's amazing advice for world building or MCDM's latest milestone, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons? It's free, it only takes a second, and it really helps these videos cut through all that AI slop. And then, let's dive into the news. MCDM has made history yet again, as their latest crowdfunding effort for Drawsteel, the incredible Crack the Sun crowdfunder over on BackerKit, became the 5th MCDM campaign to break the $1 million mark. In fact, the campaign soared past the $1 million mark, finishing at over $2.6 million raised just a few days ago. Crack the Sun not only brings Drawsteel fans their first truly epic-length adventure along the lines of a Rise of the Rune Lords or Tyranny of Dragons style omnibus, which sees you hopping across planets and even fighting on the surface of the sun itself, but it also includes new classes, new ancestries, multiple other adventures, and much, much more. You also get their third core rulebook for Drawsteel, the Encounters book, which contains social and combat encounters for campaigns of all kinds, and over 170 skill challenges as well. It's an incredible amount of new content for Drawsteel, and with over $2.6 million raised, it's clear that MCDM's answer to Dungeons & Dragons is going to be sticking around for the long haul, and we can't wait to get our hands on our copies later this year.
Patience, my friend.
And Matthew Mercer showed up on the podcast of fellow voice actor Nancy Cartwright, best known as the voice of the legendary Bart Simpson, to talk all things Critical Role, Dungeons & Dragons, and voice acting. And besides revealing that Bart would clearly be a bard in Matt's mind, he revealed the surprising way that Exandria was created almost by accident, and the advice that he gives DMs while explaining the origins of Critical Role's iconic setting is some of the best world-building tips we've ever heard. World building, especially for first-time DMs, can be truly overwhelming, but Matt's advice, as relayed in the story of how he created Exandria, is to simply tackle it one very small piece at a time, expanding slowly outward as needed, instead of just diving in to try and fully craft a world from scratch. Let's listen to his story of how Exandria began simply as a single town in a one-off adventure, and how it grew into the world the critters came to know and love.
Exandria, as the world that I've created for these players, wasn't meant to be a world at the get-go. It was meant to be just like a one-off session. And then it became 2 sessions, then it became like an ongoing thing. So I originally just built one town, and then we kept playing, because everyone was having a good time, so I built a second town. And eventually I built a countryside, and then I built a nation, and then it became a world. So initially the inspirations were just what would my friends be excited to explore, but hard-pressed to not say, like, growing up reading Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, also reading a lot of great sci-fi, Asimov, Arthur C. Clarke. All these great storytellers wrote these novels that inspired me to want to build worlds that felt alive, that wanted to exemplify societies that not only show my values as a person, to where there's conflict in the world, but in a meaningful way that can empower players to want to make it a better place. And that's very much been kind of a driving goal.
So as you can see, the advice within this story is pretty amazing, as Matt outlines the incremental progress he made in fleshing out Exandria, as it not only made the task more approachable, but gave him more chances to shape the world in a way that both he and his players would truly find enjoyable. By simply expanding out bit by bit, town by town, you have the chance to shape the politics, nations, and culture of your world in a much more organic way, while also tailoring the experience to your table, instead of just having to make some big assumptions ahead of the campaign if you try and get the entire world all nailed down at once. It's fantastic advice for both new DMs and those veterans looking to polish up their skills, and you can hear all about it and some other fun Exandria lore tidbits if you watch the full interview with Matt Mercer over on Nancy Cartwright's YouTube channel. And that's all we have for Fantasy News Fridays this week. Let us know what your favorite story was down in the comments section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.